All right, FGC kinfolk, got a topic for you guys. I actually want to discuss, do side tournaments, side events at actual tournaments actually count as titles? For example, we just had this post here. We posted up, Evo had put out a video about did you know certain histories of Evo? And so one of the questions was, do you know who has the most Evo titles? And of course, people said Justin Wong. We know Justin Wong has his 9 titles, blase blase. But the thing about it is, if you actually go and do research on it, he actually doesn't have the most Evo titles. But if you only count the main tournaments, like the main games, then yes, he has the most. But if you count community events, the side tournaments and stuff like that, he actually doesn't have the most Evo titles. Now, it made me to believe, like, do people really actually care about the side tournaments? Do they really count as titles? Do people really see them as Evo titles? Or do we only count the games that Evo says that, hey, these are the main events for Evo? Now, when it comes to side tournaments, I actually think they actually should count. You went to Evo, you played in a tournament, and you won. I mean, if people are going to play inside tournaments, you know that they're going to probably be the best of the best of the best. If you're fighting somebody in, let's just say, a Capcom versus SNK2, then you know the people who's probably going to be playing Capcom versus SNK2, even if it's just 100 people, you know that's probably going to be the best 100 people that the game has to offer right now. Because they're taking their time to come to Evo to play a game that's not even like glorified as being one of the main titles of the game. But if you go back and you actually look at the history of Evo, if you count the side tournaments, Baz actually has the most Evo titles. Now, Baz, he's basically a Capcom versus SNK2 player. People have known him since the early days when it was Battle by the Bay, when he actually won an Alpha 3 tournament. He actually has the most. He has 10 Evo titles in Capcom versus SNK2, 1 in Alpha 2 and 1 in Alpha 3. So that comes out to 12. He's won 10 titles in CVS2. He's basically won 90% of the time that CVS2 has actually been at Evo. And Justin Wong actually has 10 because he has 7 in MVC2, which everybody knows. Then he has 1 in MVC3, 1 in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and he also has 1 in Fighting EX Layer. Many people probably didn't know that, but once again, it's a side tournament. So it kind of goes to the conversation, does it really count? Now, if it doesn't count and you only count main titles, then yes, he has the most with his 9, and the closest person is 6 with Daigo and Sonic Fox being up people that's only like super close to him. Now, Sonic Fox might actually catch up with him. I mean, if you say Sonic Fox has to win 3 Evo titles, you're probably going to think that he's actually going to do that. I mean, it sounds like something that's not improbable for him. You know, he's basically a prodigy in the fighting game scene. Like, y'all let me know, do y'all think it matters? Does it not matter? I feel like it should, but also at the same time, I can understand why people say it shouldn't. And you know, the thing that makes Evo so prestige, that it's the biggest tournament. Like, I mean, right now you got Street Fighter 6 having over 4,000 people playing in it. You're in the tournament playing over 3 days. No telling what can happen, different factors over 3 days. So many variables can happen. You've went through just such a gauntlet of people to get to where you are and all the other stuff. That what makes Evo so prestige. But I don't know. I mean, I just still feel like it should count. I mean, you just won a title at Evo. You won at Evo. So, and I mean, should people who have won titles in these community events, should they not say they're Evo champions then? Because if you're just saying like, well, you're an Evo champion, you're just an Evo champion light, you know, you're a die Evo champion. I don't feel like that's fair, but that's, y'all just let me know what y'all think. But this also leads to my next question. Do people even really care about titles in the FGC at all? Like, do they even really care, period? If you look at other like sports and events and stuff like that, whether it's even wrestling, something that we know is like, you know, predetermined, or we talking about sports like football, basketball and stuff like that, you know, even probably down to stuff like chess, they talk about and they glorify their titles a lot more than it seems like we do in Evo. Like, for example, I like going in history and seeing who has the most titles and who's done these different things, who's the only person to win a title at Evo, CO, and Compo Break. I like doing stuff like that, but it seems like the FGC really doesn't care about it. Like, Evo is coming up, Evo 2024, and people aren't even really talking about, like, you know, hey, who's going to win a title, who you think is going to win this, who you think is going to go away with it. You hear about it very, very minutely, but the thing that people actually care about is what's going to be announced at Evo. You see Maximilian, he doesn't talk about who's going to win Evo. He talks about what games are going to be announced. What are we going to see here? You know, are we going to get a new Arc System Works game? Is there going to be a new KOF character? What are we going to see about Fatal Fury? What guest character are we going to get in, you know, Fatal Fury? What other news can we hear about Street Fighter with Terry and Mai coming? Are we going to get an MVC4 announcement? That's the stuff that they care about. They could really care less about who's going to win a title, it seems like. It just seems like that's not really up there. Like, as much as Justin Wong is like a great player in the FGC, many people don't even know that he's won 9 titles. But if you go to something like basketball and you ask how many titles has the Lakers won, people hurry up and tell you, like, what is it, like 12, 13, somewhere up there. If you ask how many titles has LeBron won, they know. MJ won, they know. Kobe won, they know. But when it comes to like the FGC, they don't know. People don't know. It's just people know you're a great player, but it's just like they don't really keep up with your accolades like that. It seems in the large majority of the FGC, it seems like that's just not what's to talk about in the FGC, because we've done a lot of stuff talking about statistics, accolades, you know, things that people have never done before in the FGC, and it seems like it just really doesn't really get as much traction as you would talk about just, you know, regularly, like, hey, what stuff's coming in the game, this would be cool in the game, this character's in the game, these updates, these buffs, these nerfs. I mean, it just seems like it just doesn't equate. So why do y'all think that is? Do y'all really care about how many titles, how many, you know, somebody's run and stuff that people are on? I feel like a lot of players actually care about that. You know, they see dominance and stuff like that. But just the overall FGC, it seems like they don't care about titles and stuff like that. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all feel like that's true? Is not true? Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. It's your boy Rexon Max. Peace out.